So one of the things that we've talked about a few places in the
Mhm,
podcast has been work friends.
mhm.
And I know, boy, they were so important for me to survive. And what do you see there? Like why are work friends so important, especially for women?
Yeah, I think that's a great question. When I entered the workforce, I was very lucky to have an incredibly close friend of mine from school, who was my roommate, who was the maid of honor at my wedding, also go to the same company as I did. Now, we were in very different places in the company, very different departments. She was 4 floors away from me in a tall office building, but I at least had this sort of built in person who I started my first day with. And I think that made my transition to work dramatically easier. But I didn't work with her or see her on a daily basis. Um, but she was at least someone who I could message and say, "Can you meet me in the lobby? I need to vent, or I need a coffee, or I need a
Right.
break, or
Need
something
to
like that.
walk. Mine was always
I just
walk.
need, I need to breathe." But from my perspective throughout my career, work friends have been incredibly important because you need that person, and hopefully you can find that person. And even if it isn't in your own company, maybe there's someone in a trade group or some association that you belong to, networking group, someone who is going through the same kind of thing as you at that time, or maybe a little ahead or behind you in seniority, who understands the pressure, who understands what you're dealing with in your industry or your business or company. And for me, it was really a sounding board. It was someone who I could be honest with, like
Mhm.
truly honest, and say, "I have no idea what I'm doing on this project," or I'm terrified I'm not going to meet this deadline. Those are things that I wouldn't have shared with
Yeah.
even work acquaintances. But to have that person who understands and who isn't judging you, for me was truly a lifesaver.